Hi guys, good morning. I hope you're doing well. If you are new to my channel, I talk about witchcraft, paganism, and tarot. And this is going to be a discussion for this video about something I've seen blasted all over the internet. I've seen it on Tumblr, on YouTube, a whole bunch of witchy online people, I guess you could say, are all talking about the fact that Sephora has launched this kit, or is about to launch in October, this kit called the Starter Witch Kit. And this has caused a lot of consternation and various opinions that are catapulting throughout the internets. So I thought I would share my own 2 cents on this. So this kit that they're creating it with a company called Penrose. And it basically contains some tarot cards, there's like a rose quartz, there's a sage stick, and then I think there's like 9 fragrances, and each of the fragrances are connected to or based upon one of the tarot cards. And it also contains a step-to-step guide on kind of creating and cleansing your sacred space. It also shows you how to charge a crystal, how to read a tarot card perhaps, and then also how to anoint a fragrance, because the main thing in the kit are these 9 fragrances. And it's launching in October, big surprise, right? And this whole kit has gotten a lot of people upset. So a lot of people are seeing this as a corporation trivializing, yeah, that's how you pronounce it, witchcraft and the spirituality associated with witchcraft. So I wanted to share my own thoughts on this, and I'm probably going to piss off a lot of other witches out there, because honestly I think people are overreacting a little bit. Now, before you start raging in the comments, let me tell you why I think people are overreacting. So I feel like this is just one thing in a process that's been going on really forever. And the whole concept of the witch aesthetic, or witchcraft in general, has been trendy for a very long time. It's in movies, it's in fashion. I mean, Dior just launched a tarot line not too long ago, and it's everywhere. It's in books, it's in movies, it's in fashion, it's you know, even in makeup too. So for me, I don't really see this as anything to get particularly upset over or angered by. And I think that there's always going to be people that are attracted to the witchy aesthetic or the trendiness of witchcraft. And, you know, I'm okay with that. If they're into that and just that, okay, you know, they'll get bored of it and move on to something else. And, you know, some people might start their interest through something trendy like that, and then maybe that could inspire them to learn what witchcraft is really about. And I think we all need to be a bit honest with ourselves when it comes to our own personal paths. I have been studying witchcraft and paganism since I was 13. And would I have been super excited about a witchcraft starter kit at Sephora at 13? Hell yes, I would have bought it. And maybe that makes me a horrible person. But the point is, especially for young girls, they might get inspired by this. And honestly, what was I inspired by? What drew me to this path? I like to say it was, oh, I did all of this research in a dusty library and I read, you know, Scott Cunningham, which is one of my favorite books now, but that's not what happened. What happened was I was young and I watched Practical Magic and I watched The Craft, and I thought they were amazing, and that inspired me to actually learn what witchcraft and paganism is. And those movies were obviously not the best depictions of witchcraft. Obviously this witchy spell kit is not a good depiction of witchcraft, but the point is it inspired me to seek out knowledge. So when I look at various things that are in the marketplace that are trends based on witchcraft, they don't tend to bother me because I think about my own path, and we all get inspired by something. And for me, those movies inspired me to seek out knowledge when I was younger. And then when I started reading about paganism and reading about witchcraft, I realized that it totally fit with who I was as a core person, because I had always been inspired by nature and I had always felt a strong connection to nature. So I'm sure there are a lot of other young girls out there who will probably purchase this kit probably because it's trendy. They'll read through it and realize, you know what, I think this is really cool. I want to learn what it's really about. And then they're going to do some research, and then they're going to start understanding what it really is. And they might continue that study. And plenty of people won't, and you know, they'll just kind of move on to the next trend, and that's fine. That's been happening for ages. So I kind of think that a lot of the rage over this is a bit overreacting and part of this kind of general rage cycle that people tend to get caught in sometimes. And our community especially does, I think, tend to get caught in the rage cycle of every little thing, every little slight against witches is somehow this big thing. And I'm just, you know, to be a witch is to be a bit of an outcast, and I'm okay with that. And I think that when you think about the larger picture of this, I think there's really something fascinating going on. And yes, this is only the latest incarnation of the witchy trend, but you look at other stuff, I mean, it's so much bigger than Sephora's new witch kit. It's wellness in general, wellness magazines, wellness blogs, crystals, plants, herbs, all of that is increasing in popularity. And to me, that indicates that there is a need among people, that they are searching for a type of spiritual path. And maybe, you know, someone will purchase this witch kit and like take a rose crystal or a rose quartz crystal and, you know, feel connected to it and learn more about crystals through that. So I think that overall, this is just the latest version of what's been going on forever. And I don't think it's gonna stop here. And instead of being upset at every young person that wants to purchase this, or every, you know, person on Tumblr writing emoji spells, or anyone dressing with witchy type, you know, t-shirts and stuff like that, I think we should instead look at it as just, you know, another way people get inspired. And I think it's wonderful that people get inspired by witchcraft. I think it is inspiring to me. It always has been inspiring to me. And I've never really fallen into the witchy aesthetic. I mean, obviously I don't tend to wear a lot of black, but it doesn't bother me when people do. I guess I wanted to say, because we all get inspired by different things, and usually inspiration is what causes us to learn more. It always starts with inspiration, and then people read, and then people learn, and then people will decide, you know, is this a path for me? And that inspiration has to come from somewhere. I prefer it come from a proper source, but you know, if I'm honest, it didn't come from a proper source for me. I first got obsessed with witchcraft when I saw the craft, and I bet there are a lot of other people my age out there who did. And I don't think that invalidates my own personal path or my own experience. And since then, I've learned so much about this, and it's so deeply meaningful to me, and nature has only continued to be a huge presence in my life, and my connection with that, and my connection with the divine and the divine within. So I think that, you know, it's not such a horrible thing when companies, you know, are inspired by witchcraft and want to use that as a way to sell their products. I mean, obviously the materialism of it is not that great. I mean, but it is inspiring. I can see why people are inspired by witchcraft, because I've always been inspired by witchcraft, and it doesn't upset me when other people are as well. So I know it's a watered down version, this spell kit. I know it's not necessarily accurate, but you know, I think there are bigger fish to fry. So please leave your hate comments down below. I'm sure I might get some hate about this video, but I just wanted to share my own 2 cents. I probably will not be buying the Witchcraft starter kit by Sephora, but I'm not gonna hate on anyone that does. You know, to each their own, and we're all working on finding our own spiritual path. So that's what I wanted to say today, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye.